Hey gang, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. Today's video is part 11 in the Bronco series. Now, in the previous videos I had done some repair work to the body. I prepped it for paint, I primed it, I sprayed paint on various pieces and parts. I also sprayed Raptor bed liner material in the engine bay, and then I went back and painted the rest of the vehicle. So if you're interested, go back and check out those videos to see how that went. The color of this Bronco is limestone green. Now, I've talked with the owner, and the plan is we want to spray bed liner material on the inside of the vehicle, the floor pan, the side of the quarter panels, the inside, the inside of the firewall, let's say, and the tailgate. To do that, I'm going to again use a Raptor product. Now, when I ordered the other kit, I had ordered Raptor in the bottles, and it tells you to mix in a certain amount, and you have to calculate that out and get the measurement right. Now I'm doing something a bit different. With this kit, you get the bottle of tintable truck bed liner. Okay, so that's what that is, and you also get a pre-measured can of hardener. So that takes care of that part of it. Now the next part is base, because I'm going to tint this to match the color of the Bronco. This is limestone green poly. This is, I think you measured out, I think it's 3 ounces. Well, in fact, my PPG rep wrote, or helped me write that on top of the can. Raptor tint, 3 ounces per bottle. Okay, so that should be pretty simple. I have measuring cups that I can measure out to 3 ounces and mix it all up, start spraying, right? Not quite. I've got to do some prep work to the floor pan and everything else. I want to spray epoxy on that, and then I can start spraying the Raptor liner. Sorry for the birds. They're happy to have a nice day to be outside. Yeah, they're excited. All right, let's take a look at the Bronco and what needs to happen at this point. Before we look at the Bronco itself, I'll just show you I have pieces and parts piled up. Tailgate, doors, hood. On top of those boxes are both front fenders. Those boxes are containing the sides for the 69 Cobra Jet project. We had a shipment come in previously and they were damaged really bad. So they sent me another pair and they're sitting outside at the moment. So, yep, there's a tailgate as well. So of course the plan is I need to protect all of the freshly painted areas and the previously sprayed Raptor liner. Now, when I put in the Raptor liner, all of this area will be have the application of it, and I'm going to do the rocker panels. But what I want to do is follow the cut line for the rocker panel itself, come down, and then I'm going to probably come all the way out to this edge right here. Because you step in and out, that's a contact area, and then come up here and again across the rocker panel. So from there, that'll protect this upper surface, and then I'm also going to put a line down below here so that this bottom surface will get sprayed with Raptor. I will get the bottom edge of the quarter panel here, and I may even do the back section here. Just put a line and you let the material spray on that bottom side, again to try to keep debris from coming up and hitting it or causing problems. So with that effort, I have this plastic. Again, this area will get it, and I will come up here on the inside of the quarter and then flow forward at this line. So everything inside of here will get sprayed. The hard part is all the prep work. Obviously, gonna have to back tape all of this, completely protect the sides, you know, with the plastic and everything else. So it'll just be a matter of taping everything up, sanding it, prepping it, spraying it with epoxy, and then coming back with the Raptor liner. Also, I have to back mask those holes. So they have to go from the inside of the engine bay, because you don't want anything, you want to get material in all that area. So just well, a lot of prep work. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let me tell you, this took a lot of prep work. Now, obviously this was all painted nice, but it had to be scuffed up, so I did all that. And then I went completely over all of the interior, and I backmasked these other holes. You can probably hear my neighbor running a chainsaw or something. But anyway, I backmasked all that stuff. And in here, I went over it as well, sanded it, scuffed it with Scotch-Brite. I have back taped where I want it to end. Same thing underneath. I have the rocker panel where I want it to have, you know, the Raptor on it, and everything else is masked off. In the back here, I have the tailgate. Again, I have a kind of a cut line here and another line here slightly above where the pivot point, or the top of the pivot point, is for the mount. I did some measuring. I'm hoping I'm pretty close to this where I need to be, because we don't want this to be piled up on this back edge and interfere with the opening and closing, like it would knock some off. I may verify that one more time just to make sure I have it where I want it, but I'm pretty sure that's where it needs to be. Otherwise, I also prepped the back corners on both sides and the forward lower part of the quarter panel. So now I will say it's the more of the easy part, and that's going to be draping the plastic, getting that all over, and just making sure everything's wrapped up good so that no overspray gets on the paint. I will probably hang some plastic on the walls just because I know the last time I did this, I did have overspray. You can see this is all these little black dots. That's all from the front. So I might as well put some plastic up and try to protect the walls. So anyway, once I get the plastic on, I'm going to mix up some epoxy and spray all of this, and I will spray epoxy on this as well. It may not be necessary, but I know the instructions say to spray epoxy, so I'm going to make sure everything has the same coating on it all over the place. So here's where I'm at. I have everything masked off, taped to protect the painted areas, of course. I have the tailgate masked off. I did put some plastic on the garage door. I still have plastic that I need to put up on the sides here, but overall I think I'm ready to go. I still need to wipe it down and spray it with epoxy. And once that's in, I think I will probably, I don't know, I'm debating on whether I want to fill these now or do it after the epoxy. Probably won't make any difference, but everything is taped. It took a lot of time. You don't think about it whenever you're doing it, like how much effort it really goes into, or that it goes into trying to protect the opposite. Like, you know, when you're masking for paint, it's one thing, but it's kind of the reverse in this process. So here's where we're at. I have sprayed the epoxy. I went ahead and put my tape plugs in all of the holes first, just to make sure they were there, and I think it looks pretty good. Everything's covered, and also I sprayed the tailgate. So at this point it should be ready for the Raptor. I didn't say rapture. Don't be confused. I should also point out that I put plastic over the whole left and right wall and cut holes in it for the fans so that they could be ventilated. So again, the plan is to simply add a can of hardener to the bottle. I'm going to add 3 ounces of the tint base into each bottle. I'll probably mix up 3 bottles. I don't know if I need that much. I know the front section took 2 complete bottles, so I'm going to mix up 3 just to be on the safe side and start spraying. Respirator. All right, there she is. Everything's been unmasked. I did spray this in the morning, and then I waited probably about half an hour before I pulled any of the tape, but I didn't want to let it sit there too long. And when I pull the tape, I pull it back at an angle against that edge. So it did a great job on here. And of course, the texture looks great. Very happy with how this looks. The color, I think it's going to show a little differently. Like this is under these LED lights, the color looks a little bit different, but this is meant to match this color. And I think it'll look a whole lot better when it's outside in the sun. Everything is sprayed, even some of the underside of the cowl. I didn't want to get too high up where the dash mounts, so I left that alone. And of course, the whole rocker panel top section here is done. I also sprayed the bottom of both rockers I did not spray the front fender. I guess I probably could have, but at this point, this is all that was addressed. And then as I come back further, I got the forward edge of the quarter panel there, and then come back a little more to the back side. So very, very happy with how this looks. That's a really tough product by the looks of it. On the inside, everything is coated. And again, a tape line right up here at the top. Now I also pulled all of the tape plugs that I had within 30 minutes. I didn't want them to get stuck in there either. So, yeah, very, very happy with it. And I did also put, I mentioned earlier, I think I put plastic on the walls. That helped a lot. And then of course the tailgate is coated. Now, what I did here, I could have come down probably, I don't know, 3/8 or so, maybe half an inch, and created a higher or lower line. But I wanted to be cautious because I have not mounted the tailgate and I did not have a good reference to go by. I erred on the side of caution and went a little bit higher because we don't want that to chip off if it interacts at all with this flange or this edge here. So it won't hurt anything. I doubt that anything will get down in there and cause a problem, but that's the way it is, and I think it all looks good. Now, of course, there's still a lot to do. I have to get all of the runs out of the body and out of the panels and color sand and buff those, make those look nice. I have to hang the fenders. I have to hang the grill, the doors, and of course the tailgate and hood. All that stuff has to happen within this next coming week, or by the time this video comes out, it will be by the end of this week. So, yeah. Lots of stuff to do, but that's part of it. You get all this stuff taken care of, get it looking right, put it back together, and hopefully everything lines up and fits the way it should. Just gotta. That's why I always say, when I talk about doing test fits and mock-ups and all those sort of things, that's why. So, anyway, that'll be it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments and thumbs up, and of course, thanks to my patrons who continue to support me through all this. I appreciate them more than they will ever know. But that'll be it for this particular video. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See you.